My name is Jean Augustine. I am the one who proposed the motion to the House of Commons that we have Black History Month in Canada.
My name is Awan Bake. I am the TD Canada Trust branch manager in Yellowknife. So I think recognizing the Black History Month is a very good way for Black employees to find themselves within that their diversity commitment, and as well as give exposure to TD for any other people who is interested in coming to work to TD. Doors are open for everyone.
My name is Tochi and I'm from the Christian school. I won first place in the Black History Essay Contest 2019, and what my essay means to me is even the topic itself, inclusion, diversity, equality, how we can just talk about this and maybe if anyone reads it they get inspired or start something brand new.
But McMurray is really unique because it's like we have the freedom to celebrate our cultures, and I am really excited to see diverse people here to support us, and this speaks about multiculturalism, and I'm really happy with it. My name is Regina Opot, and I'm the Executive Director of Alberta Alliance. We've been in existence 5 years, so we are celebrating the 5-year anniversary of the Black History, which is one of our programs, and it's our hallmarks. And it's exciting to see people come out, and it's like every year it's getting better. And I'm really excited because, well, we live in a multicultural country, and but McMurray is really unique because it's like we have the freedom to celebrate our cultures, and I am really excited to see diverse people here to support us, and this speaks about multiculturalism, and people to know that it's good to learn about somebody else's culture. Don't get stuck in your own culture, because all cultures are part of the Canadian history. What we are celebrating today, call it Black History, but it's Canadian history, because it talks about people who really contributed towards the building of Canada. So I don't want people to see it like, okay, it's just the black. But if you can look around, you see that we have all sorts of people. It's very multicultural, which is what we work towards, a multicultural community.
Hi, my name is Layla Goodrich, and I'm the MLA for Fort McMurray Conklin. It's such an absolute honor and pleasure to be here tonight at the 5th anniversary of celebrating Black History Month Gala here in Fort McMurray. It's such a wonderful experience and opportunity to celebrate all the fantastic Black history we have here in Canada and across North America and the world. Thank you.
My name is Gilbert Weeks. I'm the president of Yanagil Management Limited. Yanagil Management is a heavy civil infrastructure contractor here in Fort McMurray, and we've been operating in Fort McMurray for the last 11 years. We support the Black History event in Fort McMurray on a yearly basis because obviously I'm a person of color, and I'm very rooted from my life in Toronto as part of the Black struggle for equality in Toronto. And I just thought it would be appropriate for me to support the Black History event in Fort McMurray.
Good evening, my name is Shawnette Fraser, and I'm a District Vice President with TD Bank. And I'm just so honored to be here today at the annual 5th anniversary of Black History Month in Fort McMurray. And it's very important for us to sponsor and be part of these type of events. At TD, we have a mandate, not only to our Black employees, but also to be part and take part in the events that matter within our community, and make sure that we're sponsoring, supporting, and being inclusive. So an event like this gives us an opportunity to do that.
As just a community member, this is one of my favorite events, and I think for me what it does is it helps to celebrate the rich, diverse cultures that we have, not just across Canada, but right here in Wood Buffalo, and the diversity that is that they all share, and the richness of their history that we've all been able to learn about. Just makes us all a little bit stronger and a little bit wiser. So
today we're celebrating Black History Month, and it shows the strength of the community. Everybody came out. We're a multicultural community, and we're one of the strongest communities in Canada. And I'm very proud to be on the Heritage Committee and promoting my community.
Hi, My name is Jahan Jones, and I am a teacher with the Fort McMurray Public School District. When I think about what Black history means to me, I really focus in on the understandings of the past and recognizing that our history was interrupted by slavery. It does not begin or end with our enslaved ancestors, rather it predates this notion of being enslaved. So Black history to me is about recognizing who I am and sharing that with my children, my community, and most of all, with the world around us. Thank you.
Hi there, my name is Tanny Yao, and I'm the MLA for Fort McMurray Wood Buffalo. And I am honored, and it is a privilege to be here to celebrate Black History Month. I want to thank everyone for organizing all this, and I want to wish everyone a Black History Month, and we all need to embrace our roots and share them with all others.
Hello everyone, my name is Vincella Thompson, and I'm the Dean for University Studies at Keano College. I've been in Fort McMurray for almost 40 years, and I count it a privilege to be a Canadian. I'm from Jamaica by birth, but I moved here close to 50 years ago. For me, diversity is very important. It says that everyone belongs, everyone has a place in our society, and everyone can contribute in meaningful ways. So I am very pleased to be able to be part of this community that is so diverse and that honors such diversity.
I'm honored to be here tonight to bring the greetings on behalf of the Fort McMurray Catholic School family. I'm honored to have this opportunity to congratulate the Rehoboth Alliance on 5 incredible years in Fort McMurray. We see the great work being accomplished every single day in our schools. We see the pride in our students and families when they are able to share their culture. We see how we are stronger when we work together. I'm very excited tonight to see several winners of the Black History Month writing contest here. We are very proud of their work that you have done in sharing these beautiful and inclusive messages. We see hope in your work. We see the promise of a bright future for you all. We are so thankful for the work of the Rehoboth Alliance, for their work with us at the Fort McMurray Catholic Schools, with all youth in Fort McMurray, and with the regional municipality of Wood Buffalo as a whole. Enjoy your evening.
And the entire to itself. What badly affects one, badly affects the rest. So we will continue to support this for the coming year.
The Honorable Dr. Jean Augustine, and I'm here in this beautiful part of our country to celebrate Black History Month. Black History Month is a very important time in Canada, and I'm so pleased that here in Fort McMurray that the African Canadian community is so well supported by all, as we can see at this gala this evening. And that was December 1995. That motion was unanimously acceded to, and so now Black History Month is celebrated all over our beautiful country. So very pleased to be here in Fort McMurray.
Yes, sir. It's February. It's a whole month. But I was accosted the other day by someone in the audience who said, "So, Miss Augustine, you gave us the shortest month of the year and the coldest month of the year to celebrate Black history." I had to do a little teaching and a little explanation, because I wanted to make clear that I did not select February, that Black history started in the United States in 1926 by someone called Carter G. Woodson. And Carter G. Woodson grew up in the southern part of the United States, small area, mining town. Was never sent to school as some of the students who are on the stage today. And when they moved from the south to the north, he was about 16, 17 years old and was sent to school at that age. And it said that he finished elementary and high school all within 2 years and was on his way to university. But one of the things that he learned, it said that he discovered by age 17 that there were black people all over the world, that there were black people in Africa who were kings and chiefs and heads of government. And he wanted the rest of the world to know this. And he wanted everyone in his community to know this. And so, he was the one who, through efforts with the librarian, continued to ask that books be put out, special times, so that everybody can read about these interesting African communities that he was learning about. The month of February has two important birth dates. The birth date of Lincoln and the birth date of Frederick Douglass. The 12th and the 14th of February. And usually there was a holiday, 2 holidays back to back, which meant that you would maybe get about a week's time off. And so he encouraged the libraries to get books out in that week. And it was called, and he pushed for what was called Reading Week Negro History. And so this was started in February. This was started as Negro History Week, which went into Negro History Month. And in those days, we were called Negroes, we were called colored, we were called black, we were called Black Canadian, Black American. And so when the opportunity came in the Parliament of Canada to get something done, I had a burning desire because as a classroom teacher, there was nothing in any of the social studies program, nothing in the books. And if there was any reference, it was always a footnote or something along the sideline. Nothing about the First Nations, Indigenous, Métis, and other people that I was rubbing shoulders with. Nothing about the African Canadians that I was socializing with who came from parts of Nova Scotia and Eastern Canada. There was nothing about the waves of Caribbean and African people who were now part of this multicultural Canada. And so, to ask the Parliament of Canada to recognize February as Black History Month, I felt it was important so that we can have, all across our country, we can have gatherings like this. It was not easy, and you know that, sir. Not easy getting unanimous consent. The House leadership encouraged me not to go for a debate because you didn't want people standing up debating the situation of Black Canadians, African Canadians. I wanted to go directly for a unanimous consent motion, which meant that everybody who would be in the chamber at that point in time would say yes. And so the motion went right to the point. There was nothing debatable. It said that I'm asking the House to recognize that African Canadians have been in this country since 1604, that African Canadians have been part of the building, the development of Canada, that African Canadians have been making contribution to the life of Canada, that African Canadians are diverse, that there is diversity within the African Canadian community, and therefore ask that we acknowledge February as a time to celebrate and to recognize that contribution. There was nothing debatable in that motion. We're a diverse community, we've been here for a long time, we've been making our contribution, we're part of the development. And as I walked around talking to all of the individuals in the House, because you had to speak to all 300 and something at the time, I think there were 305 members, because you were not too, I was not certain as to who was going to be in the House at the time that I was going to stand up to put the motion forward, and I was not assured that the parties, the political parties, there were 5 parties in the House at the time. There was the Reform Party, the Conservative Party, although they were down to 2 members at the time, Elsie Wayne and Jean Charest, the NDP, the Bloc Québécois, and the Liberals. And as I walked around talking to individuals and showing them the motion and asking them to give consent if they were in the House at the time that I got permission to put the motion, I had several provocative things said. Now you want February, who is going to come for March? Now you want Black History Month, when are we going to have White History Month? You know all those things that are said in order to provoke you and get you off your game. But at the same time, when the motion was presented and the speaker asked, does the member have the consent of the House to put this motion? And I'm looking around, especially at the ones who had provoked me. And the speaker went on after I put the motion to ask, is there unanimous consent? And again, looking around the chamber, I heard yes, yay, d'accord. And December the 5th, 1995, I got that motion passed that we will have Black History Month across this country.
A time that all Canadians are given the opportunity to learn about the many valuable contributions that Black Canadians have made to our beautiful country called Canada. Our theme for this year is honoring the past, investing in the next generation, which coincides with the government of Alberta's theme, Black Canadian Youth, boundless, rooted and proud. Their campaign poster highlights the contribution of Black Canadian youth. The Black Canadian youth have and continue to make in shaping Canada's heritage and identity. Among the many programs and services we've been offering to the youth in the original Municipality of Buffalo, this year we have added the Black Youth Innovation Program to empower our youth. The purpose is to enable the youth to reach their full potential in science, technology, and to dig deeper into their roots. We are privileged to live in this beautiful country where all cultures are celebrated, and we are grateful that a whole month has been set aside for us to celebrate our heritage. Added to the fact that our keynote speaker for tonight's banquet is no other than the Honorable Augustine, who in 1995 moved for the Canada's House of Commons to officially recognize February as Black History Month. I extend our profound thanks and appreciation to all our stakeholders, sponsors, partners whose valuable contributions have made this celebration a success. Tonight's banquet represents our effort and commitment to promote multiculturalism, not only in Alberta province but throughout the world, and make a difference. As we celebrate tonight, think about the life you will impact, and remember that you were placed in your position of authority, not for yourself, but to make a difference in someone's life for such a time as this. Enjoy the celebration. Thank you.